We got guys. We got guys. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, slightly late again, slightly, but not by much, I guess. So, but I'm here to obviously go into this about obviously Keith Andrews' first season. That's the name of this. What did we learn? And obviously, he has given an interview now recently. You know, talking about his first season. We're going to sort of dissect it a little bit. I mean, there is a longer article about it on the Brentford website. So if you are really interested in reading it, there is a really long article about it. Takes a while. I've gone for it myself, but if anyone wants to look at it, go on their website, the Bees website. A very long article going through everything, you know, that he said about and other things. I'm just going to go through these though. There's sort of there's 6 key points to the interview, the things he mentioned, and I'm going to sort of dissect it a little bit and give my thoughts on it and opinions, what I thought of his first season. So I'll read these few comments. Obviously, be up to you, Luca. Hope you're well, buddy. Hope you're good. I'm sure you're very good after winning the Premier and that victory parade the other day. Obviously, a little bit bittersweet. Obviously, losing the Champions League final, but you know that's what you get for being negative and dull and trying to sit on a 1-0. You know, when really you should have been going at PSG. And you know, the fact is they were a better footballing team, although I don't think they were that great either in that final at times. But I think they made more chances than you lot did, but that's nothing new, is it? So, yeah, evening, yeah, that's you, bro. Been good season. Shame about missing out on Europe. Yeah. Well, I'm not that bothered about it, to be honest, mate. I'm fine with it because I just know we're not totally ready. So for me, it's no biggie that we missed out on that. I mean, the thing is, really, it wasn't a great season. It was a poor season in the Premier. The standard wasn't up there, wasn't there. We had a really good chance to get into Europe. But it just proved that we're not ready. And we're going to have to wait and see this season if we are, if we can improve on that and actually do get into Europe. I mean, we're going to find that out. So, should be fine. Yeah. But as I say, you know, I think the better team won it, that Champions League final. Although, as I say, I don't think they produced a lot either. They had more chances than you probably, but as I said, it's not new. And because you lot are too dull and negative. As Arteta seems to put on the handbrake nearly every time, especially when you go 1-0 up. When you should have still been attacking them, PSG. So, but anyway, we're not here to talk about Arsenal. We're here to talk about our first season with Andrews in charge. And as I said, we're going to go into these points he's made, these 6 key points of his interview. So I'll bring that up now and discuss this. And we'll see what I make of it. So yeah, there we go. 6 talking points from Keith Andrews' end of season review. So obviously the video is there of it. Obviously the end of season review as well. Obviously I can't show it because it's copyright. So unfortunately I can't show it. Otherwise I would. But I'm just going to bring up a few of these key points and other things from what he's mentioned. Be up to you, Kev. Hope you're good, buddy. Hope you're doing well. To somebody that is in Europe, that's got into Europe, well done, of course. It was a good season for Brentford, but if you showed more consistency, you would have got a European place easily. Yeah, I know. True. I'm sure Keith Andrews would have learned from this season as well. Well, exactly, yeah. But the thing we don't have to worry about is what you now have to worry about is playing week in, week out, and well, obviously week and at the weekends, Thursdays, Saturdays, Sundays, Thursdays, Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, whatever. We've got to handle that with trying to have a big enough squad to deal with all that. That's what I knew we didn't have. And that's why I'm not entirely bothered we missed out. That is a big reason. See, people think, we care a lot, the Bees, that we missed out. I don't. And there are some others that don't either. I mean, and most are just happy that we've been safe in the Premier for another season, which I don't entirely agree with either. I want to see us do more than this. But at the end of the day, if you're not really there yet, we're not there yet, it's no good. If you're not prepared for it, then it's no good being in it. I'm still not sure you lot are going to be prepared enough for it, Sunderland. Your very first season, you've done well in the Premier, but did you really think you'd get into Europe as well in your very first season? It's going to be quite a daunting thing for Sunderland. I know you like it. A lot of people are going to love it. You love it being a Sunderland fan. But at the end of the day, let's see how you deal with it, how you cope with it. You keep playing loads more games and, being tired, shattered. We won't have all that. And that gives us more time to sort of come back and hopefully while we're adding to the group, adding to the squad, we've obviously now triggered those extensions for Matthias Jensen, Rico Henry, and Josh Da Silva. All got a year extensions on their contracts. Have been triggered, so we still got them. And now we've at least got one new player in, Yannick Schuster. Now maybe Saeed Almala will come too eventually, although we've got the deal on the table, the offer, and still nothing yet. But he might still come through. It might still happen. And we obviously after others as well. So we know what we have to do now. If we can get to this position again, it's not going to be as easy next season, though. It's not as easy. And I think Keith will find that out, that it's not going to be as easy. Other teams are going to improve and, are going to get better. They're going to add to their squads. And it's not going to be as easy. But that's what I like, actually. We're going to find out what he's made of, this guy, We really are. Yeah, very true, mate. We will need to add to our squad to deal with all the fixture congestion. Hopefully, we'll bring in some more quality over the summer. Yeah, well, I hope you do, mate. I hope you do. It's not going to be easy. You might like it while it's happening. You're going to enjoy the ride, being in Europe, but at the end of the day, you got to try and cope with it. It's not going to be easy. You got to. It'd be your second season in the Premier. Let's hope it don't affect you and get you down further towards relegation, because you won't want that. You've had one good season now, brilliant season, debut season. And you're in Europe. Amazing. It's incredible. But, you always get positives and negatives out of things. The negatives is it might hamper you for the season, and you might end up being near relegation. So, and I hope you're not, because I like Sunderland. I like the way you play football. I really do. I think you're a very good team. The same with Bournemouth and Brighton are both. I don't know. They're still going to struggle. Bournemouth, of course, have lost Iriola. Looks like he may be on his way to Liverpool. How are they going to get on? First season in Europe as well for them. How will they cope? Brighton have been there before, so they might be okay, but even they will have to sort their squad out as well. I just knew we weren't quite there and not ready, and I knew that, and that's why I was really hoping we wouldn't get Europe, and we haven't in the end. We've equalled ninth, our highest finish of ninth, and to be honest, I'm happy with that. I mean, of course, I want more. I mean, he's done the same thing Thomas Frank has done. He got us ninth, so it's nothing new. I want to see Keith Andrews kick on now. But anyway, let's get into this. Yeah, Keith Andrews sat down to reflect on his first season as Brentford head coach following the conclusion of the 25-26 campaign. Under his stewardship, the Bees finished ninth in the Premier League, the joint highest finish in the club's history. In the sit-down interview, Andrews talks through a series of photos of key moments, beginning with being appointed in late June 2025, right up to the 1-1 draw against Liverpool at Anfield, which closed the season. Here are 6 key talking points on his reflection, which can be seen in full above. Yeah, obviously on that, but I can't show it, unfortunately. So season reflections. 24 hours on from the final day of the Premier League campaign, Andrews provided his review of his first season in charge. It's still slightly mixed emotions, even from when I spoke just after the Liverpool game, he said. You can look at that game in isolation and feel a certain way about it, but I think the overriding feeling of the whole season is one of real pride at what we were able to achieve. It hasn't been too long, so I'm sure it'll all sink in. I'll have mixed emotions and different feelings over the coming days and weeks, but overall it's a season to be really proud of. Coaching staff. Andrews discussed the impacts of the coaching staff as well as the wider staff at the club in contributing to a positive year. The coaching staff who I work closest with, we've got a really, really strong connection. A bond that is built on trust, explained the former Republic of Ireland international. The support that we have for each other and the changes we have, we don't just accept what we do, we look to improve what we do on a daily basis. We've grown that as the season has gone on. The same goes for all the other staff. It really is a team effort. He added, Nathan Collins spoke brilliantly in the dressing room after the Liverpool game. The players are very aware of what the staff puts into trying to facilitate an amazing environment for the players to flourish in. The staff have been immense this year with everything they've done and everything they've tried to work towards. I have to say that's also working towards it in a way where it feels like it's fun. At times that isn't possible. You need to roll your sleeves up, and there are some tough days and dark days. But that's where they bond. That's where that bond, trust, and unity come to the fore even more. Learning from tough days, an opening day 3-1 defeat at Nottingham Forest and a West London derby loss against Fulham were 2 disappointing days in the season. But Andrews explained how those experiences helped the team grow. It was a painful day, that's the reality of that day. He reflected on the former fixture. We had to accept that the level of our performance in the first half wasn't anywhere near where we needed to be. It's very easy for me, and it was at the time, to know why that was in a lot of ways. Of course, it doesn't feel very nice at the time, but I knew we would improve on a number of fronts. Mikael Damsgaard, for example, was in the team, then pulled out midway through the training session the day before because his wife went into labour. We certainly learned from it as a group, but there's no doubt it hurt. On the trip to Craven Cottage, he continued, it really hurt in the local derby against our biggest rivals. With the way we approached the game in advance, I was pretty confident we could produce a level of performance to really compete with them. They were very much ahead of where we were at that time in their journey with their coach, but I felt we were further ahead than what we produced on that evening, which is what made that disappointing. In the aftermath of that, there were some real honest discussions internally, which were needed. That's an important moment in our season. I felt from that moment we started to take strides into a really positive direction. Beating the best. Brentford defeat Manchester United 3-1 and Liverpool 3-2 in the autumn. On the latter, Andrew said there was belief from the Man United game and we were obviously taking steps in the right direction. You see in the picture two more key individuals in our season, Igor Thiago and Michael Chiodi, who have both been immense this season and have epitomised everything we do and how we try to play. To beat the reigning champions was a pretty special evening. I thought we were immense that night. It was a performance that merited the result we got. It was a big night for us. Youth and experience, the Bees faced a stern test against National League North side Macclesfield in the fourth round of the FA Cup, with an own goal securing a 1-0 win on a night where two young players made their debuts for the club. Luca Ben played and Caio Furo played. It was probably not the debut Caio anticipated, Andrew detailed. Luca is someone that we have high hopes for. He's a very young player who has done particularly well this season and has deserved that opportunity. The game in general was, as we thought it would be, really difficult. We weren't paying them lip service going into the game. It was all set up to be quite tricky, and it certainly was. When Brentford played out a goalless draw against Leeds United at Elland Road in March, they did so with Ethan Pinnock at the heart of defence on a night where Bent and Furo were joined on the bench by Romel Donovan, Ollie Shield, Josh Stevenson and Conor McManus. Andrews continued, we were tested around that stage of the season and were carrying a few knocks. We decided to go with a back five and Ethan played in the middle of that back five. He's deserved more minutes, he's been ultra professional and the respect I have for him as a player and what he's achieved at this club is immense. The young players, I spoke to them after the game about how much they should learn from players like Ethan and how he went about getting to a place like that to fight hard for a point. I felt for Ethan this year, and that was when Ethan Pinnock, and that was an Ethan Pinnock point for me. An emotional return. 822 days after his previous first-team appearance, Andrews introduced Josh Da Silva as a late substitute in a 3-1 win against West Ham United at GTEC Community Stadium. It was a big game for us, first and foremost, said the Bees head coach. We'd gone through a period where we were drawing quite a few games and were difficult to beat, which was pleasing. We weren't quite getting the results which we were clearly after. Some players were coming back into the fold. You can see Vitaly out in the background there. The big one was firstly the win against West Ham. We made it difficult for ourselves in the first half, but in the second half we were outstanding and got ourselves into a commanding position. On Da Silva, he continued, it was always in the back of my mind that if we got to a stage where we were in that type of position, that we could introduce Josh in front of the home fans. The emotion of that day will stay with me for quite a while. That was up there in terms of the most emotional moments I've had in the game. I haven't been here for all of his journey, but I've been here for the last couple of years. And I've seen how hard he's had to work. He knows how much I value him as a person. And when he gets back up to full speed, he's going to be a hell of a player for us. Well, let's hope he does, though. I hope he does, because he's been out a long time, and I hope he don't break down again. But as the thing is, we kept him in extended his contracts. Let's hope we can get a big season out of him. He'll play a lot more games. But as you see there, Keith Andrews speaks pretty well. I try to totally believe in everything he's saying, but I'm not totally there yet with it. And I had actually heard he's got a bad temperament. He's, he can be quite fiery, apparently. He can be a hothead a little bit, so I've heard. And I don't know if that's true or not, but you get from him a calm, level-headed Thomas Frank to this sort of guy that maybe have a flash of red anger. I have to say I haven't seen it yet from him. The odd times I've been at a game this season where I've seen him, I don't think he's looked to be really, really angry and over the top, and goes a bit angry, a bit, bit red mist. I haven't seen that with him, so maybe that is not true. Maybe that's a fabrication. Sorry, guys, just clear my throat. It's on my throat at the moment. I just need a drink as well. There we go. Oh, that's better. But what I can see with him is, I don't know, it's not quite. I mean, he's doing a lot on the touchline. You see him doing a bit, but I still don't think he's quite a Thomas Frank. I really do not think he's a Thomas Frank, quite as proactive as Thomas Frank was. I think he's more happier to settle for a draw, a point, and to try and be slightly more defensive. I hate to say that, like an Arteta in a way, and I really hope he isn't, because I think we did have a very good attacking side, especially under Frank. It was at times we could be really on top and really look amazing and awesome and totally, go after teams and really go for the throat and the jugular, And I thought that under Frank, I felt that, but I mean, I'm not so sure at the moment under this guy. I want to see, can he be proactive? Can he change things up? Can he alter the situation? Because at times it felt like we weren't doing it. He was going through the motions. At times we weren't even making substitutions. And that showed to me, does he have faith in any of the players on the bench? Because he wasn't making substitutions. He was looking on the bench, looking at the young players, especially Luca Bent, Kaya Furo, etc. Ramel Donovan, who I actually thought should have got more minutes. I thought he was really good, what I see of him when he come on. He looks a proper player, Ramel Donovan. And I was so gutted that he didn't get as many minutes as he should have done. He could have started more games. He could have come on more. But no, he didn't want to throw him on. And I get the feeling this guy wants to be have his favourites and do what he wants to do instead of doing the best for the team. You've got that sort of greedy, ego-driven, which is almost like Arteta in a way. And you see at times he was putting players, playing players out of position, which is what Arteta does. And I thought, no, we do not need an Arteta here. We do not need an Arteta. Yes, he may have won the Premier under Arsenal now, with Arsenal, but he's played negative shit football, Arteta. It's negative, it's handbrake on. Play boring, backwards, sideways, score from set pieces. And yes, we kind of do that. We do score from set pieces. But I think we try to do it not in a negative way, in a positive way. It's one of our strengths. And we have players that can do that. Coyote with a long throw. It's a weapon. It's there. It's there to get an advantage. It's not there to be dull. It's not there to be boring and just say, look, all we can do is score from set pieces. That's all we can do. Because there should be more to us than that. There is more. And I just feel he's going to get tarnished with that same brush now. And he's got to learn to try and change now. He's got to change his way of thinking. And I hope he does. I mean, we're going to see. We are going to see next season. He talks a good game. He talks good things. He says good things. But does anyone really believe in it? Because I'm not so sure these players are totally with him. And like they were under Frank, it's negative. It is, Luca. It is, bro. It definitely is. But, yeah, I want to see what he can do with this. And we're going to get new players in as well. We're going to hopefully build a bigger squad. I want to see what he can do, putting these young players in, getting these different sort of tactics and formations and, not playing players out of position because that don't work. That just doesn't work. Arteta's done that enough times, and I hate talking about him a lot here, but it seems to be almost like that at times with this manager. Who do you think will win league next season? I've got a feeling it will be you, Luca. I've got a feeling it's Arsenal again because I just don't think the others are going to be able to do anything in their first season. You've got Maresca at City, Iriola probably at Liverpool by the looks of it. And then you've also got Alonso at Chelsea. All in their first seasons with those teams. I really can't see them doing anything yet. I'm sure they'll improve the team. They'll build on their squad. They get new players in. But I think you'll have it a bit easier next season than it was this season, even though it wasn't a great season anyway. The standard wasn't there. Wasn't the same City team of old. They did come back. I think you let them come back at one stage. And they almost had their hands on the Premier. They coming back and overtaking you a bit. And for a while they were top, of course. But ultimately they weren't that same team. They weren't that same City team of old. And they kind of let you have it, the Premier, in the end, I'm afraid. And, you played boring football. It was tedious. It was a hard watch. You fell asleep at times watching Arsenal. But at the end of the day, you won the Premier. So you are English champions. And I hope you play better next season because I'd like to see it. You've got the players that can do it. You have got the players. But, I think he's got to do so. He's got to change that way of play. You've got to be more entertaining. You've done it. You won the Premier after so many years. Again, you've won it. And yes, you lost the Champions League final. And that was the way, because how you lost it was how you kept playing most of the season. And it don't work that way. You can't be dull negative. You've got to keep going. You got 1-0 up. You should have gone for them. You should have gone for it more. And really, probably that is Arteta's fault. I think it is. So, Yeah, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, second or third. Liverpool or Man City, second or third, yeah. Fourth, Man United, difficult saying now. I think if we buy Krupi, Rodgers, good winger, now Saliba out of start of the season, maybe confirm he missed World Cup. I think Arsenal win league depends who we sign. My objective is Arsenal next season. I'm willing to give Mikel a chance next season. That's flip-flopping anyway on my side. I think my target is Champions League and League Cup. 2 trophies I haven't seen. Well, yeah. It remains to be seen now what he can do. I mean, if he wins the Premier again, you at least want to add either the Champions League at least as a trophy, or, as you say, Carabao Cup or something that to add to that now that gives you even more belief. That he's doing things the right way, and he's had enough. Is it 8 years now? Was it 8 years or 9 years in charge he's had? So it's about time, really, isn't it? He'd only ever won 2 dinner plates and 1 FA Cup in all those years. So, follow it up with another Premier League win. You could do that. And then maybe, as I say, either a Champions League trophy or maybe a Carabao Cup or something like that. But, you've got to do that next season now. You've got to kick on. And as I say, you're going to have it slightly easier again next season because of these new managers coming in and settling in with new teams. And, it's going to be tougher with other teams as well. Other teams are going to strengthen, the Villas, and I'm sure Newcastle won't be happy with their season, and they want to get better and improve again and build their squad, build their team. And what's the other team? Obviously, United will obviously improve as well. City will strengthen, bolster, and so will Liverpool, so will Chelsea. They'll all bolster their teams a bit. But as I say, with their managers in their new roles, their new teams, I think you may have it slightly easier. The problem is also, for us in this, we will not find it so easy to probably try and get into Europe, trying to get a European spot this time. But the thing is, I still think Bournemouth, Sunderland and Brighton will drop off a bit now with having to play in Europe and in the Premier and other cup competitions. They're going to fall off a bit now. So that might make it slightly easier to get maybe Europa League or Conference, or certainly not Champions League, because we're certainly not there for that yet either. So it's got to be either Europa League or Conference for us. So the other teams that would challenge us for that will probably be lots of Fulham again, Everton. Who else would probably challenge us? Trying to think of the other teams that are down there and around us that were really, really looking to get into it. Palace, I suppose. It's going to be a few teams, I think, around us but I still think we may have it slightly easier with, as I say, maybe with Bournemouth, Brighton and Sunderland maybe falling off a bit in the Premier now, with having to cope with Europe as well as other cup competitions. So, Kev again there. I think Man United could challenge for the title if they bring in the right quality players and Carrick manages them well. Yeah, I do and all. I agree. And Carrick is a good manager. I rate him, very good manager. Luca there saying, my brain telling me I want Champions League, to be honest. It would be nice to retain league. But if we don't win it, I'm not bothered because I've experienced but of course, Benessel wants to retain it, but Champions League and League Cup, the two. Right. Teams who can challenge Man United, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, no way. Chelsea will get 4th or 5th, and Alonso will need getting Europe. Areola will play fluid style of play for Liverpool. Arsenal, we must kick on from this keep building, winning trophies. On winning to give Mikel a chance. But elsewhere, however, he doesn't win nothing next season, doesn't build from league title, then sack him. Right. Well, yeah, totally, 100%. The thing is, they're going to offer him a new deal, or have offered him a new deal, or whatever. That's the blooming problem, isn't it? He's going to get a bump, a new deal, and you know, will he? You know, he might be there just for the money now as well. He's there to get his money, and who cares what he does now? He knows he's won you a Premier. He's won you the big trophy that you've wanted for years. And now that might just be enough. And he might say, well, look, I can do what I want now. I'm you know, Billy Big Bollocks, and I'll do what I want, you know. And, you know, I hope he doesn't hamper you. I hope he does sort of kick on with doing something else, getting other trophies, you know. And as I say, if you do win the Premier again, well, good luck. But as I say, I still think you're going to have it easier than even this season, really. I wouldn't give him deal till 2029. I would have waited till next season. Does he deserve a new deal? Yes, I do, but not till 2029. But regards, I would give him 1 year or wait until deal up. Well, that's the kind of thing I said about this guy, about Keith Andrews, you know. Why did he get a new contract already, a new extended contract? I kept thinking, well, what has he actually achieved yet? Has he actually done anything yet? And he hadn't. And all he's done is get us 9th again. And I'm thinking, well, look, this guy was actually a set-piece coach for a long while. He's not a manager. And you're extending his contract already and, you know, giving him longer, and he hasn't achieved anything yet. But then I also thought, well, yeah, I see what they're doing. They're wanting to make sure, in case somebody goes for him further down the line in the future, oh, this could be a bright young manager that's going to do something, that's got some ability there, something there that might be good somewhere else. It might help a team with probably even better players or whatever, you know. And they're doing this to combat it. They know that then they've got the power. If they tie him down into a new deal now, if he does move on further down the track to somewhere else, they know they've got that power to maybe, you know, make more money out of it or whatever, or stop him leaving easily or cheaply or whatever. And that's what I get out of this now, why they've extended this guy's contract. And he hasn't achieved anything yet. But if he does, we know he's tied down, and we you know, we'll come off better out of negotiations with other teams. If anyone else says, oh, look, we want this manager, he's done so well for a team like Brentford, well, you know, we'll try and get him. We want to get him. And then we'll hold the cards more. We'll hold all the cards. So, yeah, problem with owners when you win something major. I know the start season was objective to win league, and we need to win it. But I know we lost final on Saturday. But owners will give managers new deals. Yeah. because of what he achieved. Can I see Arsenal us win Champions League one day? Yes, I do, but not for a couple of years. I want League Cup next season, but this fan base will use PR, be like it's Mickey Mouse. Not necessarily trophies matter whether or not trophy is it. It can be it called building from title win. Called building from title win. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I get what you mean, Luca. Yeah, I get it, bro. But yeah, as I say, with Keith Andrews, I just feel looks like they want to try and tie him down in case some other team poach him, want to get him as manager. But I still just feel I want to see how he could properly do for another season before I gain that extra deal. It's one season, and all he's done is get us ninth again. That's great. People say, "Oh, it's amazing." Keith Andrews' first season, he's got us ninth. Brilliant, amazing. Nearly got us Europe. But yeah, he didn't get us Europe, did he? And he's just got us ninth again. And we've already done that under Thomas Frank. So why should I get excited over it just yet? Why should I? I'm not getting gassed about all that because he hasn't had another season yet. I want to see if he takes us down shit and gets us down near the bottom next season. What's the point? What was the point of giving him a new deal? Because he could be taking us down here, and you might want to sack him, and you tied him down under a longer contract. He won't just walk away. So I just wanted to see, it's fair enough. He's got us ninth, and we're safe. We're going to be, sixth season in the Premier League. All good. But I don't want this turning this next season. He does shit with us, and then we're forced to keep with him, to stick with him, because I want him gone. And it's all very well this at the moment, but if he doesn't learn from it and he doesn't kick on, then we really do need a new manager. And I wouldn't be promoting from within again. I would go for somebody that's got all the experience and been there, seen it, done it all. So I would get a proper manager in next time. I really would. If this doesn't work out, Kev's saying, agreed, Luca. A trophy win is a trophy win at the end of the day. Yeah. With Andrews, I wouldn't give him deal yet. Well, we have though. We have. If he gets Conference League or Europa, then you give him the deal. I understand with me, I've slagged Mikel over years, but now we give him a chance because we won the Premier League. Yeah, a lot of you other supporters, especially the real ones, don't still want him though. They still hate him, Luca. They don't want him there. You ask them, the likes of probably, Warren, of course, for one. He doesn't still want him there. I think Jez and so forth don't want him still. And others, they're not going to apologise to him. Darren doesn't want to apologise to him. I think you've had it it's been a fluky year for you to win the Premier. I know what you're going to say. You won it. You've still won it, but you won it flukily, and you won it. I don't know, badly, not entertaining. A big up to you, Rich. I hope you're good. I hope you're good, buddy. I hope you're all good. I've been watching your streams again. Very good, mate. Brilliant streams. Great transfer ones, obviously. What annoys me about clubs with owners is they give managers bumper deals. I understand with Mikel, I rate 8 out of 10. I know we lost 2 finals. Ideally, we need work on not losing finals, but that you should have been confident enough, and that should have boosted you after winning the Premier to go and win that final. and you've done the same shithouse thing all over again with just scoring and then tying things up and just parking the bus afterwards. The same shit, really. But owners' clubs give managers new deals because what they think is they can build from it. For example, Mikel won us league, but I understand deal with 2029. I wouldn't give him long term. Wait to see if we win something next season. I think Arsenal focus is league and Champions League. Am I Mikel Arteta in? Admit truth, I'm kind of Arteta in. I know what people will say. People will say, look, Luca, it's too late. Things are never late if you come out admit apology, Mikel winning title. Yeah, but as I say, I think you won it flukily in the end because I just think you didn't play well enough. You didn't attack well and stuff. You had the players. You have got some good players that can attack well and can be good and can attack and play well. But you were just in that mindset of let's just defend and let's try and do things on set pieces or whatever, and just be defensive and try and break out and get a lucky goal or something. I'm kind of in with Mikel now. Yes, that's class. That's because flip flop, but he's got to spend. And of course, we'd be selling nights of Jesus, Ethan, Leo. I would have kept Ethan, but if it means getting proper left back, left winger, sorry, left wing, not left back. Sorry about it. Yeah, I see what you mean, mate. I see what you mean. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, getting back to Keith Andrews, I just think he said he spoke a good game. He spoke a good, really well. But there is more to come. He's got to do something proper next season. And I think the only thing that really will make me get behind the guy is if we say we could win a trophy. If we could actually win a trophy, like a Carabao Cup or FA Cup, something like that. I want to see him take us to that sort of thing. If we can win a trophy, that would be. That's when I would probably back this guy even more and say that, oh yeah, maybe he is good. He is good enough. Maybe, all these sort of misgivings I had about him were actually wrong. I shouldn't have felt that way. I shouldn't have been, saying things about him, against him. Thinking he's not right. He's not the right man. And that's the only way I will truly back him, I think, is if he could win us a trophy. And I'm not sure he can. And I don't want to see us struggling, though, next season either. When you finish ninth in the Premier League, you can't go from that to just, fighting against relegation again or something. We should be an established team now. We are in the Premier. And, I want to see him, be proactive. I want to see him, make big calls, make the proper calls, not just go with what he's doing and settle for it and think, oh, look, we got a point out of it. We got a 0-0. We got a draw. We haven't lost badly or anything, got thrashed. I want to see us go out there and do it and play really well and attack teams and entertain. And, we're supposed to have good players here that can attack. That and Thiago fell off totally in the end of the season. Done nothing for that last half of the season. Didn't score. Looked pretty bad. Looked like he's either maybe he had enough. Maybe he played too much because it was his first whole season. Maybe it got to him. He stopped scoring, and passing was bad. Couldn't hold it up, because whatever I say and whatever we said about the guy before, he's not Ivan Toney. As much as I slammed Toney a lot for some of the things he done here, he was still an amazing player that scored a lot of goals for us, and he was great. He could hold the ball up. He could do a great pass. He could, header. He knows where the goal is. Could take penalties. This guy, yeah, he can take a penalty, no doubt about it, Thiago. But the rest of his game needs a hell of a lot of improving. It really does. That's why he's no Ivan Toney. Igor Thiago, he may have got, 25 goals, but yeah, either though other teams may have sussed him out as well. That's why he stopped scoring. He couldn't score easily. I think teams were sort of realising how he plays. And he's quite a strong guy. He's a big guy, physically imposing guy. But in the pace-wise, he can get up to a pace when he gets going. Eventually, he can get into a fairly fast run. But it takes him a while to get going. And that's why I know he's definitely no Ivan Toney. The Ivan Toney of old, in his real pomp, his prime, was amazing for us. But it remains to be seen if this guy can get up to any of that level, and I'm not sure he will. Kevin Schade, I don't think he's right. I think he should go. He doesn't want to be here. Yes, he done a bit more towards the end there, I suppose, that he scored against Liverpool, but too many times he was disappeared in the game, didn't do enough. He's got raw pace. He's got some sort of raw ability. Great header, spring, headers it well. But he just goes missing in games. There's times he can score some goals, 2 or 3. Occasionally, he got a hat trick in one of the games, of course, as we know. And then the next time he do nothing, and he goes out of the game. He's sort of a moody player. He also got booked a lot. He got sent off, I think, once or twice in games as well. I don't think he should be here. I think there's something there that we can't improve on with him, and I think we should sell him. I wrote Dango Ouattara, though. I thought he's had a really good season, first season when we got him from Bournemouth. He looked very good. There's more to come from him. He's still got to work on some of his finishing as well. He isn't quite there at times. He can't quite finish it off. But I know he's got ability. He's very threatening. He's quite attacking. He likes to go at players. So I think he's a plus, absolute plus. Dango Ouattara. Lewis Potter can be, but he's no left wing back. He shouldn't be played at the back. No defender. He's got to be left wing or left side at least. Of course, Sean Henderson was a massive plus as well. Was superb. His first full season with the team, the club. I think he run out of gas a little bit, Henderson, towards the end of the season, and then also got some sort of injuries or illness, unfortunately. But I think he may have one more season, and then he may go into the backroom staff. He may be a coach or something. He won't carry on playing. I don't think he'll have one more season playing. John Henderson, and then I think he will go into the background, go into the staff. And of course, Damsgaard was amazing still at times, was incredible. But then also he could go missing as well. He can be still weak. He can be knocked off the ball easily at times. But he's one actual world-class playmaker, you could say. Knows how to pass it. Jensen can. He's also that. But not as good as Damsgaard. He hasn't been quite up to his level. But he is a class player. Janelt can be. there's been too many times he's been, ineffective at times and in and out of games, can be brilliant and then do nothing. So, the inconsistency is there at times still with a lot of our players. And I think Yarmulke's come on really well this season and got a goal at last. So brilliant from him. Our defence at times still doesn't look amazing. And I think Nathan Collins, there's something wrong there with him and Kelleher. Doesn't quite work. And they're, mistakes or whatever. Coyote has been amazing. Got that great long throw. He roars well, gets forward well. But at times, though, he's out of position at the back. He's got great pace as well. He can run all day, up and down the pitch. Amazing. But also, he can be out of position, and he's got to work on that. He's still young. And, he's working his way in the game still at 21 years old, 21, whatever he is. So he's still got a lot of things to learn, but he's brilliant. I still rate him. I really do. As I say, I'm not sure about Collins. Still dodgy at times. Vandenberg, I'm still not totally sure about him. At times he could be really great. At times, and then times he can be, average. If that. And then there's also Rico Henry. It was amazing when he was fit, was superb, gave some great performances as usual. The Rico Henry of old, at times with his performances, was still there. But, once he gets injured, that's it. We're screwed at left back because, we should have other players to come in and fill in. Aaron Hickey isn't one of them, though. He's not a left back. He's not a left-sided player. And he done that at times. He put Hickey there at left back. And he's not. He's no way he's a left back. And he's not a left footer. And I hated when he done that. And then the other thing he does is put Keane Lewis Potter a left wing back. It doesn't always work out with him there. It doesn't. So let's get a proper left back to fill in for Rico Henry when he gets injured again. I hope we do. That. And now we have got another new centre back, of course, in Yannick Schuster, a good young centre back that can probably play now, maybe at times when instead of Vandenberg or even Collins. So we'll find out how good he is eventually. We may still have Saeed Amada coming in. That may still happen. We're still waiting on that deal. So it'd be interesting to see what he can produce. I think he's a left winger. Well, both wings. He's left and right footed, so he can play on both wings. He can play left wing. He can play right wing. So we know we've got a good player there if it actually happens. If that actually goes over the line and we do get him in. Because I've got a feeling we got to spend a bit more money to get him, unfortunately. That's what it looks like. But we will see. And of course, Kelleher has been amazing this season. At times, yes, started off badly and then made the odd mistakes here and there, but I thought he was amazing. Fantastic goalie, Caoimhin Kelleher, superb. Made some amazing saves at times as well, incredible saves to keep us in the games. But yeah, I think overall it's been a pretty good squad team most of the time. I want to see how the youngsters get on. Let's give them more of a game. Let's play them more. Luca Bent, Romel Donovan, Kaya Furo, Josh Stevenson. Who else? Meg Homer. We'll have Malambo back as well. He'd be like a new signing. Carvalho back, although we might put him out on loan to Hull. It's going to be interesting. So I think we're going to have a bigger squad. We're going to sort of, when we buy these other players as well coming in, not just the youngsters. Let's see how we can get them into the team, how we can introduce them. And that's going to be part of Andrew's job now next season. What can he do with this team? These younger players as well. How can he introduce them and develop them, integrate them into the team? What's this question? I want to ask people, why are people saying we bottled Champions League final? Despite we missed 2 penalties, but we lost 4-3. By 1 score pens, I don't class it as bottlers. Because we won league. Well, you will still get that, Luke, I'm afraid, because, people will say you still cocked it up, you still bottled it, because, look at Eze, what a stupid penalty that was. That I've always hated that penalty thing when they're divering and stuttering, running up. I think that looks wrong. I think that looks illegal. It doesn't look right to do that sort of thing. I didn't think that was... I remember all those years back, of course, I think it was John Aldridge that introduced that sort of run-up, with penalties. Obviously, years ago. It wasn't quite as exaggerated as it is now. But, that was... some of the time it works, some of the time it doesn't. And I think, well, why do they do that? Why do they do that stuttering run-up to take penalties? Yes, you're relying on the goalkeeper moving. You're relying on him moving. And if he doesn't, he makes you look like a fool if you get it wrong. Eze got it so wrong in that final. It was terrible, terrible penalty. Miles wide of the goal. And then you let Gabriel have a penalty when, is he really that good at penalties? No, he shouldn't. Why didn't somebody else? Why didn't another attacker take one that was playing still? Rather than a defender. Why wasn't anyone else standing up, coming up to take one? Why? Why was it down to Gabriel? It didn't seem right. So, and then he booted it high over the bar and he joined Harry Kane's ball up on the moon from the previous thing with Bayern Munich or England in the World Cup or whatever it was when he blasted it high over the bar and into the bloody orbit or whatever. Yeah, that was objectively at the beginning of the season. Winning league or Champions League, why rival fans classing penalty shootout losing as bottlers? Where we won league and the parade came at right time to take mindset off the club. Well, the thing is as well with penalties, they are lottery as well. So you can't just say you did bottle it because, you're entitled to miss penalties because it is a lottery. So really, you're not totally bottlers there. And players, fans, yeah. Hey, Steve, bro. Hey, big up, Jordan. Hope you're good, buddy. Hope you're good. Hey, Rich, bro. Yeah. Yeah. So, Jordan, how do you feel about now having Iraola as your new manager? He is there now, isn't he? Or is he? Well, he's coming, I think. What do you make of it? I bet you're glad that Slot's gone anyway. I mean, I think it was only a matter of time, wasn't it, before he was going to go. So, well, what do you think? How do you think you'll do with Iraola? Do you think he'll hit the ground running as your new manager, or it'll take a little time to get used to it? Because he's now got a chance to play with bigger players than he had at Bournemouth. Better players in a way. Although Bournemouth had some very good players, decent players, but they weren't of the calibre of probably what Liverpool got, So it's going to be harder for him, I suppose. And by the way, I think that was right. In our last game there against you lot, last game of the season, I thought we actually probably nearly should have won that. We could have won that game against you, I really do. We had some great chances. sort of near at the end as well. That Dango Ouattara could have headed it over. I think Thiago had a chance at close range where he could have scored it well over the bar. So actually, when you think of it, we should have beat you lot. We should have beat Liverpool, really. And we could have been in Europe if we'd won the game. So I think we really deserved that 1-1 at least. You know, I thought it was in the first half we weren't great, and I think you were all over us. But after that, we got into the game, and I thought we had some great chances, and I thought we could have won it. You know, because we did do a lot of defending against you lot, but once we did attack, we had some good chances, and I thought we could have easily won it. Yeah, I'm happy for Iraola. I can finally breathe, Steve. We have to give him time to get us to the UCL. I'm happy he's a Red. Yeah, well, yeah, man. That's good, bro. Yeah. Yeah, he's a top manager. He's a very good manager. I'm glad Slot gone. We can finally breathe in our fan base. Yeah, exactly. It was only a matter of time, I think, when Slot went. But then they were trying to back him, weren't they, and saying they were going to try and keep going with him. And as we could see, it worked out that it wouldn't happen. He weren't going to be good enough. And you know, we could see where you were going under him, and it wasn't anywhere good. So really, he had to go. They had to swallow their pride and get rid of him. And that's the best for you lot. You've got a new manager now. You can start things. You know, a new beginning, a new start with him in charge, and also you can get new players in. He get his own players. He'll have his own ideas. He might bring some of his own players from Bournemouth. He'll probably bring his backroom staff maybe from Bournemouth or whatever, because that's what they generally do. These managers, when they go to a new team, they bring a lot of their old other players, the people they trust, they know, and their backroom staff, and they always bring them into the new club. So he probably will do that with Liverpool, no doubt. I'm going to back him. He got the experience of a Premier League manager, and he knows Kirkheads. Yeah, of course. He certainly does. So, yeah. Yeah, you got to try and back him, Jordan, you know, and see how he gets on. You know, he could take you well. It could get you well in you're in the Champions League as well. So let's see how he does with you there, and as well as in the Premier. I don't think he'd be quite up to it in his first season. I think it's going to be a lot to ask to really get something. I mean, he could win you a trophy, maybe, but I don't think it's not going to be the Premier. As I say, it's the same with Xabi Alonso at Chelsea. The same with who was the other one? Maresca at City. It's the same with all of them. They're new managers in a new club. Yeah, maybe with more to play with, more money and so forth, better players. But it still don't mean you're going to do it because the players have got to get used to you. You've got to get used to the players. You've got to get used to the way the team play, a new way of playing, a certain way of doing things. It's a lot to get used to. So, you know, he's not going to quite hit the ground running in his first season. I mean, with us, you could say Keith Andrews did sort of hit the ground running in the end because he still got us ninth when it looked like everyone was saying we were going to be relegated. We got no chance. We lost Thomas Frank, we lost Bramo, we lost Visser, Norgard, Flecken, so forth. But we're done. We've had it. We're not going to be good enough to stay in the Premier. And he's proved everyone wrong with that. So in a way, I'm happy. I like him for that. I'm still not totally backing him. I'm not totally behind this guy. But for what he's done by shutting people down with what they're thinking is we're going to go down, we're going to struggle. Well, everyone was totally wrong. We stung back and everyone was proved wrong again. So that's what we like to do. This is what I was waiting for. I'm happy we can get back our club. Yeah. I'm focusing on the World Cup. Yeah. Well, a lot of us are now, Jordan. Yeah. We are. We're all doing that, bro. Yeah. And, you got Germany, of course, you want to focus on. And I've got England and all that, of course. So we got we of course got Jordan Henderson in the team, our player. Our ex-players like Tony in it, in the England, Konza. Anyone else? Watkins, of course, Watkins. How can I forget him? Also in the England team. So, yeah, I mean, it should be interesting. It should be a good World Cup, maybe, hopefully. We'll see. I know there's 2 friendly matches coming up for England before the start. I think it's New Zealand this Saturday, isn't it? I think it's New Zealand, and then who they got the next one? Can't remember now, but I know we've got New Zealand and one other game. So yeah, it should be good, but can't wait till it starts properly. World Cup. Iriola got to get players in and sell players that we don't need. Exactly. True. Exactly, bro. Later, Steve. I'm going, bro. Yeah. No worries, man. I hope you do well. I hope you have a great evening, bro. Have a good one, and talk to you soon. Obviously, probably do something maybe in the World Cup, doing the watch along and stuff. So you could join my one, or I'll join one of yours or something, bro, possibly. Canate's going to Madrid. Yeah, well, I think you need to get rid of him, let's be honest. He's been poor, isn't he? I mean, a lot of people were saying as well it's because of his father passed away, that he didn't really have the best of seasons as well. A lot of that's down to his dad passing away. Which is terrible and sad, and of course he would be feeling bad and shitty. So, but at the end of the day, unfortunately, he still had to play football. He still had to carry on, and wasn't playing it up to a good level, a high level, and he was looking terrible. So that's really when you could have done with other players coming in. You could have had another centre back. Backing him up. And then he could have had a rest and tried to get his head together and get his shit together after losing his father. So, me and Josh from True Gooner is going to do some watch-alongs. Me and Mel are going to do World Cup predictions. Oh, yeah, nice. That should be good. Yeah, I'm definitely doing like watch-alongs and stuff like that, predictions probably. So, yeah, get people on. People want to come on, they're welcome to, of course. So, watch out for them. Anyway, follow me on Insta, Mr. B for Life 182. Also on Discord, Steve the B on Discord. Also subscribe to Mr. B Hive Football Chat. Please keep smashing those likes, keep subbing, guys. It's much appreciated, especially if you're new. Please sub. I'm still on 237, so get me going up with that. Get me to 250 and beyond. Cheers, guys. I don't do any predictions as yet. Right. No, but as I say, get me up to 250 and beyond. But anyway, it's been a great stream. I feel, there's still much to learn and think of and gain from this with Keith Andrews. I don't know if I'm totally going to get behind him just yet, but I don't think I will until he does really totally achieve something. And I think it's got to be something like a trophy, a trophy win, you know. Or yes, get into Europe this time. Get us up there. Let's do another good season. We got ninth. Let's build on it again and get further up. The only way should be up for us, and let's keep doing that. And don't start the season badly, and don't keep drawing games. Get 3 points. You need the 3 points, not just the point. And that's what's cost us a lot. That cost us a lot last season. Not getting 3 points. Let's see what he can do. Can he change things? And I want to see that. If this guy can be as good as he's done here, improve on that next season. I hope he's a quick learner. Because I've got a feeling if we do struggle next season, he's got to go. And I'm not going to give him a bye like I did his first season. I'm not going to accept it. Because if he gets us nearly relegated next season, no, I don't want him here anymore. We got to build on what we're doing. We got to keep building and keep getting better. And we're going to see what he does next season, because I'll tell you what, I'm not going to get behind him if he fucks up. If he does shit with us next season, I'm not going to back him totally. So, you know, for me, we've got to do something. We've got to at least probably win a trophy. We got no excuse. We're not in Europe. You know, we'll have less games. I mean, to you know, work on things. The problem is we had that last season. We had times where, you know, we weren't in Europe. We weren't playing other things. We weren't in other cup competitions. We got out of them at times, and that was it. And then we had times where we weren't playing games in the week, or you know, playing them, you know, occasionally at the weekend. We had plenty of days off to sort things out, and we still didn't do it. We still ended up struggling. We still only got draws or whatever, or lost. I mean, it weren't good enough, and there is no excuse. We haven't got Europe, so you know, let's get our shit together and play better. Start the season better and improve and keep going. Because we can get up into that top 7, top 6 maybe. We can, but I don't know just yet. I'm not too sure, and I'm going to keep thinking that way until I see us, you know, do better than we have done. And you know, that's the only way I'm going to give this manager a lot of support. If he starts well, he does well. He gets us into a final of something like Carabao Cup or FA Cup. Gives us a chance of winning something at last, to win something. Be up to you, Terrier. Hope you're good there, bro. Irish Pit Terrier. Hope you're good, buddy. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a waiting game now. In a way, I can't wait for the new season to start, because I want to see us how we can, you know, get better and learn from what we done last season, and these new players coming in, when we get the new players in and integrate them as well as the youngsters. It's a big season for him next season, Keith Andrews. A really big season. And we're going to see. It might make or break him next season, I think. You know, so it's going to be interesting, guys. But yeah. So thanks for everyone that's been watching anyway, live on playback. Thanks to all the people in the live chat that have been in there. Thanks to you guys. Brilliant. It's been amazing. I still want those subs. Please keep subbing, guys. It's, you know, I'm stuck on 237. Still on it. You know. Yeah, let's get them going up again, the subs, please. But of course, your support always matters, and it's all good. And keep it going, guys. Please keep it going. So, anyway, I'm going to bounce. I'm going to get out of here, and till the next one, which will probably be another transfer one at some stage, or I'm supposed to be doing another one with Warren actually on Thursday. So watch out for that, as well as obviously the World Cup ones, streams when I do them. For now, though, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to bounce. Cheers, everyone. Until the next one, guys. I'm out of here. Cheers. Bye.